Hello! It has been a while since I have vlogged. I took a couple weeks off. Last week was a very stressful week. If I'm not going to talk about it a lot, but the election really affected me. I also had a fair amount of stressful things happening at work and just in life in general. And I did end up getting a little bit sick and got all the things that just come with sickness. Got like cold sores and all that stuff, and it's just was not very fun. It was not a very fun week. But I am back. Because of the last week's just being such kind of a cluster, I haven't really made much progress on my reading. I'm still reading Northanger Abbey, but I'm enjoying it so much. I am going to bed shortly. This is not going to be a long introduction to this video, but I did want to read to you a very funny quote from chapter 9. Okay, so this is going to take a minute, but it's going to be worth it. The progress of Catherine's unhappiness from the events of the evening was as follows. It appeared first in a general dissatisfaction with everybody about her while she remained in the rooms, which speedily brought on considerable weariness and a violent desire to go home. This, on arriving in Pulteney Street, took the direction of extraordinary hunger, and when that was appeased, changed into an earnest longing to be in bed. Such was the extreme point of her distress. For when she immediately fell into a sound sleep which lasted 9 hours, and from which she awoke perfectly revived in excellent spirits, with fresh hopes and fresh schemes. Is that not just like the most relatable thing you've ever heard? She got fed up, wanted to go home, eat, and go to bed. And just about every day last week, I just wanted to go home, eat, and go to bed. So this is just such a fun book. This is such a favorite. I think I just kind of forgot how much I love this. Like, of course, I love Jane Austen. All of her books are just amazing. But this is just such an absolute treat. And like I said before, I really don't want to be too fast in reading this. I want to take my time because I am just having such a ball. So I'm not halfway. I'm like, what, a third of the way through, I would say. This is much longer than your typical edition of Northanger Abbey because of its pages of footnotes on the right hand side, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm probably gonna read a little bit before I go to bed, but I just wanted to check in since I know it's been a while since I've posted a video. But I did want to say, since the last time I had checked, I recently saw, as of right now, I have 152 subscribers, which I don't think I know 152 people. I think, to some it may not sound like a lot, but to me it means everything, and I'm very thankful. So if you are here, if you are enjoying, thank you so very much for watching and for being here. I just so appreciate it. So I'm excited to talk to you more about Northanger Abbey and the other books that I am reading. Before I sign off, I will also mention a book I got at the library within the last week. My husband and I are reading Father Brown short stories together. If you watched one of my more recent vlogs, I forget which one it was, but you'll see that my husband and I were watching Father Brown together, and we decided to pick up some of the short stories, and we started reading, which one was it? The first one, I think it's called The Blue Cross. Yeah, we started reading The Blue Cross, and you would not believe these short stories are so short, and they're such a romp. If you enjoy mysteries but you've never given Father Brown a chance, I would highly recommend picking these up. They're so short. these are so easy to pop in between the occasional chapter of Northerner Abbey or what have you, so I thought I would mention that as well. Hopefully I will read a couple more of those short stories as I continue on, but I thought this is a Tuesday. I thought I would just document this week's reading, so I'm very thankful to have you here, and yeah, I'm probably gonna head to bed, so I will check back in tomorrow. Welcome back to my lunch break. I just wanted to check in. I am having kind of an active day here at work. I started listening to Agatha Christie's Death in the Clouds, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I am not very far in at all. I started listening to it in earnest during, when I ate my lunch, so I'm liking it so far. I do sadly know what happens. My husband and I recently watched that episode of Perot. The book is really good, and it's always interesting to compare and contrast the adaptation to the book itself. So I just thought I would update you, and I will probably read more Northerner Abbey tonight. Maybe I'll be able to finish Death in the Clouds while I work this afternoon, but we shall see. I thought I would update you briefly before I head back to work. So, there we go. Alright, good morning. I have my pumpkin mug here still. I like to keep my Halloween decorations and my Halloween things out until, and fall things out until after Thanksgiving. Then I'll switch things out for Christmas, but I'm enjoying them while I still can. And I wanted to update you. It's been a few days since I last filmed. This week was just kind of a crazy week at work. I keep calling it a brain heavy week, where I had to do a lot of processing and stuff. If you're familiar with archival work, what I do as the college archivist is part of what I do. At least I do a lot of different things, but I have been going through collections that aren't ready to be accessed by people outside of or inside the college yet, and part of what I was doing this week is doing some big legwork and trying to get a really big project ready to be accessed, and it's been a challenge for sure. So it was a brain heavy week, and the last few days coming home, I just, my brain wasn't ready to read. I came home and we would just watch television, which isn't necessarily exactly what I want to be doing, but sometimes, feeling brain dead, not quite feeling the reading vibe, that's okay. I have to give myself space. Otherwise, I do tend to get into a reading slump. Today's Saturday. It is a very exciting day. I do have some reading updates for you, but we do have an appointment later today that, if all things go well, may have a fun surprise later on in the video. But I did want to update you. I did manage to finish one audiobook this week. I finished Death in the Clouds by Agatha Christie. I really enjoyed it. Another really classic cozy mystery. I love Agatha Christie novels, and I think I went through I track all of my reading in a spreadsheet, and I looked through, and I have read, including the one that I finished yesterday, I have read 7 Agatha Christie books this year, which is absolutely crazy. I really enjoyed every single one. And I really do think that she's become a new favorite author. I am just so happy that she has such a big backlog so that I can continue to read her. Maybe it's not smart to read 7 in a year, because then in a few years I'll be finished with her books that she's ever written, and I don't want to rip through them too quickly. But it was a really good book. I'm not going to tell you an awful lot about the plot. However, I will say this one was really interesting because it takes place all on an airplane. Not like the entire book, but the murder happens in an airplane. So you're kind of set to those suspects. And it was really fun. It was a really exciting Poirot. I have only really read most of her Poirot books. I haven't really gotten into Miss Marple or anything like that, so that's something fun for the future as well. That's my update. I'm gonna have my coffee. We're going to have our cinnamon buns soon, and I will keep you updated on our appointment later today.